Hello, everyone. My name is Kevin. Clearly, if you're watching this, you probably already know me. This is my first full day here in Tokyo. It's hot, a lot hotter than I expected, more humid than I expected. It rains every 15 minutes, so my first purchase was actually an umbrella. Another interesting thing, well, not really, well, I guess it's interesting because, where we come from in America, we don't use coins as much as they do here. Yen. Pretty much a dollar right here. A lot of change. So when I got here in my shorts, I don't have a change pocket. I don't have a change purse. It's just falling out of my pockets. It's not a good thing. So I went ahead to my favorite store so far, the 100 yen store. Oh my god. It's like the dollar store, 99-cent store in America. It's the greatest thing ever. Chopsticks, chopstick holder, the coin case, 2 things of Mentos. Mentos. Apple water. I mean, I'm pretty much doing all my shopping there from now on. Another note, you probably already know this if you're looking to travel, but in Japan, 2 prongs, that's it. Polarized, 2 prongs. That means one of them is bigger than the other. There's no ground plug. FYI, you'll need adapters. Get them at Home Depot. They're 74 cents. Don't even buy them on Amazon. Amazon's a ripoff for these things. They say that for traveling, $5 a plug. You should get them at Home Depot. They're adapters. They're 74 cents. Best deal ever. Cell phones. No service. AT&T website said I would have service. I don't. I got here. My parents are flipping. Can't text them. Can't call them. I have no GPS, no maps. It's like the old days where all you can do is talk to people. It's horrible. Especially if you don't know the language. You're screwed. Luckily, I looked it up online and I had a pretty good idea where I was supposed to go. And the company that I'm working for, Interac, they gave me a lot of information on where to go, what to do, how to do it, how much it's going to cost. So I already had everything worked out pretty well. But don't rely on American technology once you get here, unless it's a watch. This is invaluable. We're, I think, 16 hours ahead. So I'm in the future right now. Wow. Crazy. Another thing people are sometimes concerned about are toilets, because they think that they're all in the ground, but that was 15 years ago. Nowadays, pretty much every public bathroom has westernized toilets and urinals for the men. I haven't been in the women's restroom yet, so I can't tell you what that's like, but as far as the men's restrooms go, it's all pretty standardized now. My hotel, the entire restroom is stainless steel. The toilet has a washing system in it, which is, I haven't used it yet, but I'm assuming it's pretty nice. But so far, that's about it for the restroom situation. One other thing I noticed here is bring a map if you can. They actually have maps on the street, because there's a lot of subways and trains and buses, so there's subway maps on the street. But when you're looking at it, the top of the map, normally in Western cultures, as far as I know, at least in America, the top of the map usually is north. But here, the top of the map is not necessarily north. It took me a couple tries looking at the map to figure this out, because I have maps, but they weren't matching up, so I didn't know. I was trying to find out where I was, and I had a map in my hand, and I was looking at the map on the wall, but they're different, and I realized that it's because their maps, they don't have north at the top. It'll point a direction and say north is this way, but it won't necessarily be at the top, so it's kind of confusing. You have to turn the map a little bit in order to get it to line up, but once you figure that out, it makes it a little bit easier. One other thing I noticed when I first got here is everybody's carrying something. I was afraid to look like a super tourist when I went outside with my backpack and my camera, and then I didn't realize until about an hour into my day that literally everybody has a backpack, a bag, a satchel, a huge purse. Like everybody's carrying something. So at least it made me feel a little bit better about myself. Even I clearly stick out anyways. Not so much as, maybe if my dad were here, but I was a bit nervous. I didn't want to be a target, you know what I mean? Trying to count my the exact change every time they give me change, make sure I'm not getting screwed. So far I haven't had any trouble yet. And everybody here knows basic English. Like which way, or restroom, or, things like that. Even though I know the Japanese counterparts, sometimes when I get nervous, obviously I revert to English because that's what I'm most familiar with. But that's what I'm trying to break out of. Street names are also pretty confusing. Where I live, we have Slater, and it's Slater until it ends. That's the end of the story. Like this just has one name. Very rarely, a street will change names once you get into a different city. But here in Japan, either their cities are one block long, or the street names are they just change. Shirikaku Buri Nichi, like, yeah, that's hard enough to remember as it is, but then it turns into another street 30 feet down that way, and I mean, if you don't have a map, you could get lost pretty easily just because you think, oh, I came down this street, and then you keep walking down that street. That's how I tried not to get lost. I just go, okay, I'm going to walk straight until, I'm familiar with the area, and I'll walk straight back. That way I can't get lost. But when you go straight, and then you go into a couple of stores, you go into a store across the street, you come back out and you look at the street sign and it's something else, I'm thinking, what just happened? Did I go somewhere I didn't need to, or did I make a wrong turn? And then I walked back, and it's just a different street name. I don't know what happened. I don't know why. But that's how it was. Just be aware of where you are. Just bring a map. It's pretty simple. Or bring a phone that works in this country, maybe. That'd probably be a good idea. I mean, yeah, you're gonna get killed on data charges, but it's better than walking around for an hour not knowing where you are, I figure. So one thing that I was a little worried about before I came was food, because I'm not really a big, at least in California, I wasn't a big Japanese food fan. But once I got here and started trying different things, I figured, you know what, I'm just going to eat whatever's there. I'm going to eat everything, regardless of how it tastes, because I know it's edible. People here eat it all the time, right? So my goal for this trip was to just eat everything, because especially when you're working at a school with children during lunchtime, you have to clear the plate. There's no options. You can't leave the peas or the lettuce or the vegetables, because you're kind of like a role model for these kids, right? So I'm trying to train myself to eat. It's not that difficult. Everything here tastes pretty good. I've eaten a couple different types of food, and the things here, they're not as crazy as you might think. Oh, this might be some Oriental crazy Asian food with raw fish, and no, it's not like that. I mean, I had breakfast at a cafe. It was bread with cheese. There is some cheese here. Ham, small salad, hard-boiled egg, iced tea, which I'm still getting used to. But I mean, once you get over like Americo-centric point of view, the food here is totally edible. It tastes fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's all in your head, I think. Or my head. Good luck.